Live. Start, sir.
Good evening, welcome back. I hope you and families are keeping well. So yes, we are on day 7. Let us start. I hope we all are ready. Okay, so here we go. The first part of today's session, pronunciation. As we already discussed in our previous sessions, there are certain words wherein we need to work on that where what should we pronounce it correctly. I believe if it was in class second or third. So I got some more words wherein I'll tell you in how to pronounce it, and there are certain silent letters. So I have, colored it in the black just to make you aware that which letter is silent. Okay, to begin with, first is basically. So herein C is a silent. We do not say, we say basically, right? So first word is basically. So here C is a silent. Second is com. We do not say comb. B is silent. Okay, so we say com. Give me com. Third is debt. It's not debt, it's debt. Debt. Doubt, not doubt, it's doubt. Next is dumb. It's not dumb, it's dumb. Plumber. I'm sure most of us say plumber. हमारे घर पे कुछ related to, you know, नल खराब है, wash basin खराब है, anything we want, we say plumber को बुला दो. Plumber. Plumber नहीं होता, it's plumber. Plumber. Yes. B is silent. Say plumber. Next is thumb impression. हम बोलते हैं thumb impression. It's not thumb, it's thumb. Thumb. B is silent. Thumb. Thumb. Subtle. Next is subtle. B is silent. Seen. Seen. S-E-N-E. C is silent. It's handsome. It's not handsome. It's not handsome. Hand pump nahi. Handsome. Handsome. He's handsome. Wednesday nahi hota. It's Wednesday. I have seen that in schools also some of the teachers say Wednesday. Don't say, get into the habit of saying it Wednesday. It's Wednesday. D is silent. It's Wednesday. Campaign. It's campaign. Next is champagne. Champagne. Design. G is silent. Next is foreign. Here also G is silent. Foreign. Sign. G is silent. Honest. It's not honest. It's honest. He's honest. Honest. R. It's R. Not hour. It's R. H is silent. Next is business. Business, not busyness. Busyness nahi. Business. Knee. K is silent. All right. So you can see it. I have colored it for your understanding which one is to be silent. Okay. And I have written few more. Answer. It's not answer. It's answer. Sword. Sword नहीं होता. Sword. इसको तलवार बोलते हैं. Next is guard. Okay. This is the fourth one. हम usually घरों में बोलते हैं ना biscuit. Biscuit खाने हैं. Biscuit. It's not biscuit. It's biscuit. Biscuit नहीं biscuit. Wrestle. Wrestle. Whistle. Fasten your seat belt. It's not fasten. If you have traveled somewhere from airplane, they say fasten your seat belt when the plane is about to take off. They do an announcement. Even air hostess also, they announce it on the plane that fasten your seat belt. It fasten. Fastening. Fasten your seat belt means अपनी seat belt बांध लीजिए. Christmas नहीं होता. Christmas. 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 Island. It's not Iceland. It's island. Island. Isle. A-I-L-E. S is silent. Isle. Okay, I'll tell you. Basically, aisle seats होती हैं plane में. अब वो कौन सी seats होती हैं? If you have traveled from plane from anywhere, there are 3 seats. One is window seat, one is middle seat, और जो third seat होती है जिसके साथ में lobby होती है उसको aisle seat बोलते हैं. Right. So if you are traveling and you need a aisle seat, you can request to the flying stewards or air hostess that I need an aisle. It's called aisle seat. So window seat, window के साथ उसके बाद वाली window middle seat और जो third seat होती है जो lobby के साथ वाली उसको aisle seat बोलते हैं. Okay. Receipt. It's not receipt. It's receipt. Next is fruit का नाम है raspberry. It's not the spelling उसकी RASPBERRY है, but P is silent. I'm sure we all know that. We call it raspberry, right? But जब हम लिखते हैं RASP भी आता है उसमें, but P is silent. Pneumonia, we know all about it, right? P is silent. We don't say pneumonia, we call it pneumonia. Cupboard. It is cupboard, not cupboard. It's cupboard. Autumn. Autumn. Yolk. Yolk जो egg का yellow part होता है उसको हम yolk कहते हैं. White part को albumin और yellow part को yolk कहते हैं. Walk. L is silent. Next is talk. L is silent. Palm. Good. So these are the words wherein I have categorically colored it for your understanding. कौन सा letter उसमें silent है. So make sure when you pronounce and make sure that you know about all these aspects. That creates a good impact when you speak with someone for your vocabulary or pronunciation. So that was about the silent letters part. Moving ahead. Yes, I'm sure you were waiting for the word of the day. The word of the day is curb. Curb. What is curb? So I have written for your understanding to limit or control something. But now I will tell you a few examples. You need to curb your anger. आपको अपने गुस्से को कंट्रोल में रखना है. Curb मतलब आप किसी चीज को कंट्रोल में रखना. To curb the ongoing issue. For example, last 2 years ago when COVID cases were rising day on day, every day we used to listen कि आज इतने केस हो गए, आज इतने cases हो गए. I'm sure you must have heard this term that government is trying their best to curb the cases, right? To curb the cases, to curb the ongoing issue. Curb का मतलब होता है to limit it, to control is किसी चीज को रोकना. For example, yesterday I heard it that prices of petrol are slashed, मतलब गिर गए हैं. But from the last couple of years, we were just listening that prices of petrol are rising day by day. So there were certain articles by some of the writers. They were writing that government need to do something to curb the prices of the petrol. So curb मतलब अगर कोई चीज बढ़ रही है और उसको control करना हो. So that the word is curb. Make sure you use it in your day-to-day life. In 24 hours, at least you try to make at least 5 sentences. या बोलो या लिखो या फिर at least कहीं ना कहीं इसको जबरदस्ती fix कर दो कुछ भी sentences में. So the word is curb. Word of the day is curb. Cool. Moving ahead. Yes, this is something different from previous classes about personality. So I'll tell you that what are the types of personalities, what we call if that person behave in a such way. So first and foremost is nerd. हम nerd किसे बोलते हैं? Someone who is very interested in science and technology, particularly in computers. Nerd, he's a nerd. और कोई बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़ता है, बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़ाकू होता है, उसको भी हम nerd बोलते हैं. ये तो बहुत पढ़ाकू है. He's a nerd. Someone who is very much into studies, very much into studies. हमारी क्लासेस में होता है यूजुअली कई बच्चे होते हैं जो बहुत ज़्यादा into studies, right? They are like सुबह शाम दोपहर हर time they get into studies also. They are nerd. Next is chatterbox, a person who talks a lot. So you have seen the picture. We have, this is something in common that girls do talk a lot. No offense to anyone. In fact, in picture also they have given a photo of a girl, that chatterbox. So person who talks a lot means chatterbox. तो बहुत ज़्यादा बात करता है. I've seen certain boys also that they talk a lot. They talk a lot. In fact, some of my friends, when I call them, जब कॉल करता हूँ तो पता नहीं होता कब डिस्कनेक्ट होगा, because they keep talking. Next is cold fish. Someone who has very little emotions, who is regarded as hard-hearted and unfeeling. Cold fish का मतलब जिसको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, जिसके अंदर कोई इमोशंस नहीं होते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल समवन किसी के साथ कुछ बुरा हो रहा है, उसको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. और what happen, a few people, what happens with them, they're very emotional. They can't see something injustice happening with someone, या for example if you're walking, अगर कोई डॉग है, छोटा सा पपी है, वो रो रहा है या वो कोई कहीं उसको भी लग गई है, there are some people they try to help them also, but some are cold fish, उनको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, they don't care, so those are called cold fish. Very strong person, not strong, I would say selfish, cold fish. Next is party animal. So we discussed previously also, someone who likes to attend parties often. बहुत parties करते हैं कई लोग. In fact, in our groups also, some people every weekend they have a plan. Of every weekend they will party every weekend, despite the fact whatever happens. So they are called party lovers or party animals. Okay, lone wolf. What is lone wolf? Someone who prefers his own company and doesn't like socializing. We can also say lone bird. Yes, we do see these side of people also in our society, in our group of people, that they do not prefer talking to someone. They rather are happy within themselves. उनको किसी से बात करना नहीं अच्छा लगता. They don't have friends. They don't get gathering. उनको get together नहीं अच्छा लगता. In fact, some might be in your group also. When you call them, let's meet. We all are meeting. All the friends are coming. Would you like to join us? They simply say no. मुझे कुछ काम है, मैं नहीं आऊँगा. Right. So these are also people. Lone wolf. They don't mix up easily with people. Basically, they prefer that they should be all alone. That is why they're called lone wolf. Next is dark horse. Someone who has greater abilities than he shows, or than other people are aware of. Someone who has greater abilities than he shows. Someone हम जिसे कहते हैं ना, इसके अंदर inner talent है, hidden talent है. That are called dark horse. कई बार किसी का पोटेंशियल हमारे जो गुरुज होते हैं, टीचर्स होते हैं, वो हमें राइज करते हैं कि यू हैव समथिंग इन यू, यू हैव समथिंग. और कुछ inborn talent, innate people we call it. Innate means someone who has something inquisitive talent. In by born जो talented, कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा talent होता है God gift जो they go for extra mile. So they are called dark horse. Bright spark. Everyone wants to be bright spark for others. A clever person who thinks about himself or herself. That they are called bright spark. Happy camper. Person who is always happy and satisfied. So हमारी life में happy camper बहुत कम लोग होते हैं. Isn't it? It's a fact. Happy camper. Everyone wants to be a happy camper. हर कोई चाहता है कि मैं happy रहूं, satisfied रहूं, delighted रहूं. But we don't. You know why? Because we always think कि उसके पास ज्यादा है, मेरे पास कम है, उसके पास ज्यादा है, मेरे पास कम है. We are never delighted what we have. We do have a lot of blessings. We do not count them. जो हमारे पास नहीं है हम उसको count करते हैं. But do we actually thank whatever we have to God? कई चीजें ऐसी हैं जो just if you try to compare other people, you have something which they do not have. Wherever you are as of now, that is a dream for some people also. But we should not be, cribbing about उसके पास ये है, मेरे पास ये नहीं है. Everyone has some. सबकी जिंदगी अलग है, सबकी लाइफ अलग है, राइट. किसी का अगर गाल लाल है डजंट मीन मैं अपने गाल थप्पड़ मार के लाल कर दूंगा, राइट. सो wherever you are, whatever you are doing, make sure you are happy, you are content, you are delighted. If you are delighted, you will certainly rise in your life, because God also see ना कि ये तो जो मैंने दिया उसमें खुश है ही नहीं. So first and foremost, you should be happy wherever you are, whatever you are doing it. Once that satisfaction level is there, you will certainly rise, believe you me. Okay, so that was about the personality part. Moving ahead, yes, so there are certain sentences which are you can see on my screen. Some are correct, some are incorrect. I'm sure by the wording, by the coloring, you would get to know which are correct, which are not, because the ones which are in red, the first one, they are incorrect. The ones which are in green, the second one, they are correct. But we will try to understand more in detail, because at times we speak incorrect sentences. The first sentence says every student like the teacher, or every student likes the teacher. Which one is correct? Second one. The correct way of framing this sentence is every student likes the teacher, not every students. Every student likes the teacher. When we are saying every is a plural, इसलिए students के आगे s लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है. Now every student likes the teacher. यहाँ s क्यों आया verb के साथ? ये present indefinite tense है. We will discuss tenses in detail in our upcoming classes, which will help you to understand why we use s. कहाँ पर verb के साथ s लगता है, कहाँ पर verb के साथ s नहीं लगता. Different patterns है. But the way I will explain you, it will be very easy. There are 3 types of tenses, as you know, present, past, future. और हर टेंसेस के 4 पार्ट है. वी विल हैव अ सेपरेट क्लास ओनली फॉर टेंसेस. उस दिन हम सिर्फ टेंस करेंगे. But you can let me know whenever you want that I should bring tenses, because I do not have any such plan for this weekend. But yes, for next weekend I'm thinking either on Saturday, Sunday we'll have a tenses class. But if you want this Saturday, Sunday, you can certainly come with me. Okay. Next is he was boring in the class. Sorry, I missed the second part. I must to call him immediately, or I must call him immediately. So ये तो पढ़ने से ही पता चल रहा है. Second one, I must call him immediately. Okay, moving to next. He was boring in the class, or he was bored in the class. So usually हम बोल जाते हैं कभी बार he was boring in the class. So ideally the correct is he was bored in the class. Okay. Okay. The next one is I have seen that 99% people say it incorrectly. She is married with a lecturer, but she is married to a lecturer. Two way आता है, with a नहीं आता. She is married with a doctor. She is married to a doctor. Always remember two way, not with a. Okay. So going further, whenever you have to say these sentences, make sure you add to a, not with a. Next one, the man which works here is from Spain. The man who works here is from Spain, not which. It should be who. Okay. Next is I must to call him immediately. I must call him immediately. ये तो पढ़ने से ही पता चल रहा है कि second वाला I must call him immediately. I must to call नहीं होएगा. Next is I have visited Paris last weekend, or I visited Paris last weekend. I visited आएगा, I have नहीं आएगा. Have is a possession. I have it. I have it. So you have इसलिए नहीं आएगा. Last but not the least, I like very much ice cream. ये थोड़ा सा पढ़ने में ही लग रहा है कि I like ice cream very much. You may say I like ice cream very much, or you can say I like ice cream. That is also correct. So these were some sentences. Some are written in correct form, some are written in incorrect form. I hope this will also help you. So yes, moving ahead. Yes, it's a new thing, animal and their sounds. I know that this is not perfectly related to communication, but I wanted that you should know, because at times it may come, because I was reading a question paper for one of my student, wherein it was asked the sound of a dog and lion. So I thought that I purposely put this picture so that you are aware, just for information, so that you are aware. In case you want to refer in near future, you can refer this video, you will get to know. Horse का horse का sound दिया हुआ है knee. Dog का है scream, they scream basically. Dolphin is click, peacock scream, fox yelp, cat का meow सबको पता होगा, meow, right? Goat का drum, donkey buzz, duck का cackle, sheep का cackle, zebra whistle, bull का boom, tiger roar, ये सबको पता होगा, tiger lion they roar, rooster cluck, leopard growl, camel nuzzling, bear growl, pig snort करते हैं, alligator hiss करते हैं, frog croak करते हैं, penguin honk, kangaroo chatter, swan grunt, crocodile bellow. So these are the sounds of animals. This is just for your information only. You may refer in future also if you require. If anyone asks, if you get that sort of question, you can certainly refer this video with this slide. It will help you. I'll give a pause. I'll give 10-20 seconds. If you want to read out, you can certainly, then I'll move ahead to the next slide. Okay, so yes, moving ahead to the next slide. There are certain questions which I have prepared today. You know why? Because some of the questions, some of the comments I was I got it that some of the students have requested that they are not getting topics. They want to converse with people in English, but they do not have such questions. क्या पूछे, क्या बात करें हम आपस में? How are you doing today? Where, in which school do you read? What was the last movie you saw? What did you do on your weekend? What are your strengths? Up, what are your which is your favorite movie? Which is your favorite hill station? बस यही क्वेश्चन तक लिमिट हो जाता है, या फिर which is your favorite food, hobbies? इसके अलावा when they ask that, when they want to get into regular conversation every day, they don't have certain questions कि क्या बात करें, क्या ना बात करें. So I took that question and I thought I'll certainly come up with some questions. So there are only 15 questions which I could prepare today, but you should start practicing these one also. In my upcoming classes, I'll bring more also. It will help you to practice with your friends, families, wherever you want to discuss it, or wherever you want to converse in English. So we'll start one by one. We'll discuss one by one. First question is, what was the last funny video you saw? आपने last funny video कब देखी थी? I saw Tom and Jerry last time. It was जब आपने देखा आप उसको explain कर सकते हो. I just gave an example. Any funny video which you saw. Okay, that was the first question. Second is, what do you do to get rid of stress? आप क्या करते हो जिससे आपको stress दूर होता है? For example, I watch movies. Yeah, for example, I spend time with my family, with parents, with my kids, or I play a game in mobile phone, or I take rest. So what do you get? What do you do to get rid of stress? I read books, I go to gym, or whatever you do. That's a basic question. Moving to the next question, what is something you are obsessed with? So, what is something you're obsessed with? मतलब you are कहते हैं ना, I'm obsessed with this thing. जो जिस चीज से आप बहुत ज्यादा obsessed हो. I'm obsessed with eating. I'm obsessed with gymming. I'm obsessed with dancing. I'm obsessed with reading. I'm obsessed with sleeping. So whatever you are obsessed with, you can certainly reply. What three words best describe you? Very good question. This can be asked in an interview also. What three words best describe you? Here, words, sentences nahi. For example, honest, smart worker, innovative. These are the examples I've given you. Now you know what are the three words which describes your personality. Maybe hard worker, smart worker, willing to take challenges, adventurous, fun-loving, who got a very good sense of humor, chilling, anything which describes your personality. So those are the three words which you can add. Also, I would recommend that when you see these sort of questions, you may take a screenshot of it. As I was telling you that every 10 minutes you need to get time if you need to improve your English. Any 10 minutes when you're traveling to office, or if you do not have time when you're traveling to work, traveling, coming back, or going, or maybe at night you're sleeping, सोते सोते 10 मिनट फोन देख लिया. आपको किसी से बात करने की जरूरत नहीं है. आप ये क्वेश्चंस देखो और उनका आप आंसर दो इंग्लिश में. That will become your conversation. For example, next question is, what would be your perfect weekend? क्वेश्चन मिल गया, अब मैं उसका आंसर खुद ही दे सकता हूँ. मुझे किसी को पार्टनर की जरूरत नहीं है कॉन्वर्सेशन के लिए. So you can practice in that way also. This is the best way if you do not have any partner to speak around. Okay, what would be your perfect weekend? आपका perfect weekend क्या होगा? If somebody asks me what would be my perfect weekend, I would say my perfect weekend would be uh, proper sleep, where I can sleep at least 10 hours. Also, if I get time to read a book, because I love reading books, sleeping, and eating or cooking something, because I love cooking also. So what would be a perfect weekend? Somebody might say, my perfect weekend would be watching a movie in the cinema hall, going out with families, going out with friends, chilling out, going to McD, anything. So what would be your perfect weekend? You can answer whichever is your perfect weekend. What do you think of tattoos? Do you have any? So it's a general question. Do you have any tattoo? Do you like tattoos? What do you think? Do you think that it should be, we should have tattoos on our bodies? Depends on your thinking. What's your favorite number and why? आपका favorite number कौन सा है and why? Maybe 1 to 10, कोई भी number. आजकल हर किसी का कोई ना कोई number favorite होता है, right? Okay, what is the most useful thing you own? सबसे useful thing which you have in your life, which you own it. Right? It's talking about thing, not anything, not it's not a human being. It's talking about आपकी इसमें क्या कोई ऐसी चीज है जो बहुत आपके बहुत यूजफुल है आपके, मे बी ए मोबाइल फोन, लैपटॉप, बाइक, कार, or maybe any gadget, right? So what's your favorite way to waste time? आप अपना टाइम कैसे फेवरेट, व्हाट इज योर फेवरेट वे टू वेस्ट टाइम? इफ यू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम, आजकल वैसे किसी पे टाइम है नहीं, बट स्टिल इफ यू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम, कैसे आप वेस्ट करोगे? मे बी प्लेइंग वीडियो गेम्स, यूजुअली इट हैपेंस, और मे बी roaming here and there without any purpose. Okay, do you have any pets? What are their names? If you have any pets, आपके पास कोई dog, cat, parrot, if you have, what are their names? If you do not, say I do not have pets. Well, where did you go last weekend? What did you do? आप last weekend पे कहाँ गए थे? आपने क्या किया? For example, I went to a mall. मैं एक mall गया था. What did you do? आपने क्या किया? I did some shopping. I bought some clothes and I had sandwich with burger, anything, whatever you have done. What are you going to do this weekend? आप इस weekend में क्या करने वाले हो? Very good question, important question, and people usually ask those who are working in MNCs on Thursday, Friday, if they get off on Saturday, Sunday. Usually friends, या फिर your boss, they might ask you, what is your plan for this weekend? They usually ask, what are you going to do in this weekend? So आपका weekend का क्या plan है? Some might say that I'm going out with my family, I'm going for a trip, I'm going to a water park, I'm going to take ample rest, मैं बहुत आराम करूँगा, or I'm going to sleep a lot. So कुछ भी, whatever your plan is on the weekend, you can tell it. What is something that is popular now that annoys you? कोई ऐसी चीज जो बहुत पॉपुलर है लेकिन आपको परेशान करती है? Anything which is popular but annoys you, right? Maybe not now, but yes, it was in the recent past. PUBG game, it was very popular, but some people, they were like कि आजकल के kids इससे बहुत ज्यादा attach हो गए हैं. They were like, they used to annoy. What did you do on your last vacation? आपकी जब last vacation पे आप गए थे तो आपने क्या किया? For example, you may say, I went to Shimla, I went to Udaipur, I went to Mount Abu. कोई भी जगह का नाम आप ले सकते हैं जहां आप गए थे. Maybe I went to Amritsar, I went to Manali. Okay, the last question. When was the last time you worked incredibly hard? It could be asked in an interview also. Last time आपने कब बहुत hard work किया था? So basically, when you are answering in an interview, do not say last time I worked incredibly hard on that particular time. So you need to answer it and because that the question is asked कि आपने last time कब hard work किया था? I believe if we are working every day, we are doing hard work, not only a particular single day wherein we do hard work. Everyone is doing best to earn the bread and butter for their families. कोई ऐसा नहीं होगा जो कि relaxedly काम कर रहा होगा, because we know the importance of work, we know the importance of family, because if we will not work by hard work, we will not be the breadwinner of our families. So every day we can say that it's not only last time, every day is a challenging day for us. Every day we do hard work, every day we strive to do better and better, because when we do efforts, when we do better things, we get to know new things. Every day is a challenging day for us, and it should be. We should always do better and better, because if you will not challenge to do better and better, you won't survive. So make sure you challenge yourself to do better and be better, because remember, growth starts with the decision to move beyond your current circumstances. अगर आपके जो current circumstances है, when you move beyond that, then only you can grow in your life. But if you are in a shelf at a comfort level, doesn't get you growth. Okay, so that was the questions which we can have a conversation around with our friends, families, anywhere. So you may make a note of this. If you do not have anyone around you, you can certainly ask yourself and you can answer yourself. I'm sure this will boost a lot of confidence when you answer it. Okay, so moving ahead, yes, you may see modals. These are called auxiliaries verbs also. Modals भी कहते हैं इनको, auxiliaries verbs भी बोलते हैं. We might have studied in our schools, right? हमें पता है, हमने बचपन में पढ़ा है can, will, would, shall, must और to. लेकिन nowadays when we speak, when we talk to someone, these are really useful verbs, very useful verbs. Auxiliaries verbs बोलते हैं इनको या modals बोलते हैं. We will understand in detail in our upcoming session, because modals is not that only in one slide you will get to know. We'll discuss some sentences, we'll frame some sentences कि कैसे sentences frame करते हैं, कहाँ use होता है. Herein I'll just give you a gist of it, I'll give you a flavor of it कि क्या कैसे होता है. So can is used in a sentence जहाँ पर ability या request की बात हो रही हो. For example, I can do it. I can do it is an ability कि मैं कर सकता हूँ. I can play the guitar. I can run fast. I can swim. I can dance. ये मेरी ability को दर्शा रहा है कि मैं ये कर सकता हूँ, तो मैं can use करूँगा. तो देखो can के नीचे ability लिखा हुआ है. Second is request. When we request, can I please talk to your mom? Can I please go there? Can I please call him? कुछ भी request करना हो, then also we use can. Ability के लिए भी, request के लिए भी. So right. Second is might. जहां पर possibility हो. It might rain today. आज शायद बारिश हो सकती है. Possibility हो. It might rain today. When you see there are clouds in the sky, तो आप बोलोगे it might rain today. आज बारिश हो सकती है. Possibility है. He might come today. वह आ सकता है आज. Possibility है. Next is will. Will is future tense. Prediction, certainty. किसी चीज के लिए prediction करना. He will come for sure. वह जरूर आएगा. I'll come for sure. मैं जरूर आऊंगा. Ought to होता है obligation या rule के लिए, जब कोई जिम्मेदारी obligation हो, कोई moral obligation हो. For example, you ought to respect your parents. Right? Ought to is a moral obligation. You ought to respect your teachers. We ought to respect our elders. Right? When there are certain obligations and rules, we use ought to. Next is would. Would is used for polite request or conditional. Now polite request क्या हो सकती है? For example, you go to a restaurant or a hotel. When you order something, would you please get me some coffee? Would you please get me this thing? We say, waiter, please, would you please get me this thing? We polite request. ये किसी से भी हम polite request कर सकते हैं. Would you please borrow a pen? Would you please give me your pen? कुछ भी, that's a polite request. Next is may. May is also a polite request and a chance. For example, may I come in, ma'am? We usually ask in schools. May I go to drink water? May I come in? May I call you? May I speak to that person? That wherein we use may. Next is shall. Shall, future mandatory advice. I shall be coming there. I shall give you that advice. यहाँ पर हम shall use करते हैं. Should होता है optional advice. You should do this. तुम्हें ये जरूर करना चाहिए. मतलब compel नहीं कर रहा कोई किसी को. For example, somebody says कि I'm gaining weight day on day. I don't know what to do. तो हम advice करते हैं ना. You should start jogging. You should eat healthy foods. तुम्हें करना चाहिए. हम compel नहीं कर रहे हैं. हम advice दे रहे हैं. That's an optional. He or she might take it or not. That's up to that person. But it's an optional. Next है must. Voluntary obligation. Must मतलब जरूर. You must do this. तुम्हें ये जरूर करना चाहिए. He must do this. उसको ये जरूर करना चाहिए. You must eat it. तुम्हें ये जरूर खाना चाहिए. वहाँ must आता है. Could is also polite request, conditional. Could you please get me a glass of water? Could you please bring a cup of coffee for me? So could, polite request. Could you please help me? Polite request के लिए could use होता है. So these are some auxiliaries, or we call it morals. We will discuss in detail also, but that's a flavor, that's the gist I wanted to give you. You may read out once: can, might, will, ought to, would, may, shall, should, must, would. So yes, So far so good. I hope we are going good, not too fast, not too slow. We should have a pitch, we should have a pace, not too slow, not too fast. Okay, moving ahead with something new. Yes. So you can see we will learn today because, however, whereas, although. इनका use कहाँ कहाँ होता है? First is because तो हम शुरू से when we were in school because का use करते आ रहे हैं. While writing a paragraph, essay, answer, because कई बार तो आंसर हम एक आंसर में 5 बार because लिख देते थे. I do remember. So because is used to show or give reason, it is followed by a complete sentence with its own subject and verb. So because का हिंदी में मतलब होता है क्योंकि. Example, she usually eats at home because she likes cooking. The girl ran because she was afraid. He's delighted because I am here. I like Samuel because he's honest. So because का मतलब होता है क्योंकि, and it is always used with a reason. क्योंकि, because, right? Next है however. We can express a contrast by using the adverb, however, it's the adverb first and foremost, with two sentences. It is always followed by a comma. जब दो sentences एक साथ हम लिख रहे होते हैं, एक and second, however आता है बीच में और उसके आगे comma जरूर आता है. So make sure whenever you write however in a sentence, you should have a comma after however. He was feeling very ill. However, he went to school. Some people disagree with this idea. However, it's never been proven right. She's the best student in the school. However, she doesn't do homework on time. दो sentences को club किया हुआ है और बीच में however use किया हुआ है. However, right? आप हिंदी में इसको शायद जब की भी बोल सकते हैं. लेकिन तो किंतु लेकिन is but, जबकि however is जबकि. Whereas is conjunction. Now, what is conjunction? Conjunction वो होती है जब आप दो words को club कर देते हो. Two words को, right? Like and is a conjunction. Tom and Jerry, right? It's a conjunction. He and she, brothers and sisters, it's a conjunction. Whereas is conjunction, it links two ideas that contrast with each other. Example, chicken meat is white, whereas that of an ox is red. My father is wealthy, whereas we are poor. Whereas we did all the job, they enjoyed themselves. I'm poor, whereas my sisters are very rich. Cool. Okay. Next, although. Although is used, यद्यपि बोल सकते हैं इसको वैसे. Although is used for introducing a statement that makes the main statement in a sentence seem. Example करते हैं कुछ. Although it rained all day, we enjoyed the party very much. बारिश हुई पूरा दिन, but हमने फिर भी party enjoy किया. He failed in the exam, although he studied very hard. बहुत पढ़ाई की, but he couldn't clear it. They didn't go to the party, although they were invited. वे party में नहीं गए, जबकि वे invite भी किए गए थे. Right? So because, however, whereas, although, you may refer to it wherever you want to use which one. It will certainly help you. But still, if in case there are any queries, clarification required, anything about because, however, whereas, although, just comment me. I'll happy to answer. Okay, moving ahead. Yes, common mistakes. Now we know what are incorrect one, what are correct one as per the symbol. Still we'll understand it because we have seen that we speak sometimes incorrect. These are certain mistakes which we make in our day-to-day life. I am agree or I agree. It is I agree. It's not I am agree. It's I agree. I lost the bus. It's not I lost the bus. I missed the bus. I missed the train. I missed the plane. I know him good. मैं उसे अच्छे से जानता हूँ. I know him well आएगा. मैं उसे बहुत. I know him very well मतलब बहुत अच्छे से जानता हूँ. I know him well आएगा. He sings good. He sings well. Sings good नहीं होता है. Well होता है. He sings well. She sings well. Right. I will call in night, not in night. हमेशा याद रखना. Always at लगता है night के साथ. I will call at night. At night, not in night. At night. I am good in English. I am good at English. It's not in English, at English. I'm good at English. Can you repeat again? I believe we did that. कि repeat के साथ again नहीं लगता, because repeat itself means again. So can you repeat? Can you repeat? Repeat और again साथ साथ नहीं होते. Please reply back. So please reply का मतलब ही है कि आप उस चीज को वापस जवाब दो, तो back लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है. Please reply, please respond, but do not write please reply back, please respond back. The please reply itself means that you need to revert back. I hope it is clear. Common mistakes. We will be doing these common mistakes in our session so that you get to know where you are as of now, which sentence you speak incorrectly. It will help you a lot. I'm sure out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 ones, 5 or 6 we may be speaking correctly, but 1 or 2, for example, reply wala and repeat wala, I can vouch on that we might be making errors. But anyways, this will going to help you. Okay. Sign and symbols. I hope sign and symbols, you might have seen these sign and symbols कि ये English में use होते हैं, maths में use होते हैं, mostly use होते हैं. But I wanted to tell you what do we call it. That is why I have bought this topic, sign and symbols. So colon. Colon means 2 dots. Slash, the cursor. Dollar sign सबको पता है. Percent sign, we know it. Less than का sign, we know it. Towards our right. Greater than towards the left. Question mark, we know it. Asterisk sign. Asterisk sign हमने देखा है, terms and condition के ऊपर asterisk लिखा होता है. मतलब कुछ asterisk terms and condition. It's called asterisk. Asterisk. I'm getting confused now. Asterisk sign. Semicolon. Semicolon, colon में difference क्या है? Colon में 2 डॉट होते हैं. Semicolon में डॉट के साथ एक कॉमा होता है. Semicolon. That is why I see colon means 2 डॉट. It says semicolon मतलब आधा colon. Number sign is hash, hashtag, hashtag. It's number sign. Comma, we know it. Underscore, we know it. Quotation mark with double mark. Parenthesis, this is used for brackets. It's basically used for Excel formulas. अगर हम Microsoft Excel में काम करते हैं तो वहाँ formulas में भी use होता है. We look up and all these formulas लगाने के लिए. Apostrophe, ampersand, ampersand sign बहुत use होता है and के लिए. Period, dark one. Brace, it's a bracket one. It is also used in Microsoft Excel. Exclamation sign, square bracket, right? So I'm sure some of the sign and symbols you were not aware of. Some are very common. We might be knowing it, colon, dollar, percent. But like square bracket, brace, parenthesis, these might you not be aware of. So just have a look, have a glance to see what exactly it is, and then we'll move to our last topic of the day. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Moving to the last topic of the day. I will end it. I'll tell you 3 stories now. I have got this one, 3 stories. I'll tell you what is the difference, faith, trust or hope. In तीनों में क्या difference है? So faith क्या होता है basically? Faith मतलब विश्वास. So one day, all villagers, एक गांव में सारे villagers, they decided to pray for rain. उस गांव में basic village में बारिश नहीं होती. So they were very unhappy. बारिश नहीं होती है, क्या करें? So they decided that they will gather at a place. एक जगह पर वो खड़े होंगे और वहाँ pray करेंगे God से कि बारिश हो जाए. So everyone gathered for prayer, but one boy, a little boy, the boy came with umbrella. That's called the faith. उसको पता था कि हम prayer कर रहे हैं, बारिश जरूर होगी. That boy came with the umbrella because the boy was very sure that if we are praying to God, God will certainly help us. God will listen to me. So that's faith. Faith होना चाहिए तो ऐसा होना चाहिए. If we certainly faith, if we have faith to anyone, we should have that much of faith. पूरा faith होना चाहिए. We should have an umbrella. We know it that it's certainly going to rain. Now, what is a trust? So difference between faith and trust. It's a question that is asked during interviews also. What do you understand by faith? What do you understand by trust? दोनों में क्या difference है? Trust is like when we know that there are, when we, if you have a baby at home or maybe any family have a baby. So when you throw children at air, they laugh, they don't cry. You know why? Because they know that you will catch him or her. So that's the trust. They trust you blindly because you're throwing them in the air, but still they don't cry because they know that you are there to catch. So that should be a trust. When we trust someone, we trust blindly. That's a trust. Now, what is hope? Every night we go to bed, everyone, we have no assurance whether we are going to wake up alive in next morning or not. But still, we set our alarm for tomorrow. We have to go to gym, we have to go for jog, we have to meditate, we have to go earlier in the morning, we have to get up at this time. Every day we set up alarm, but do we really know that next day we are going to wake up or not? That's the hope, because we know it, right? So make your faith in the God, right? And everything will be good. So that's the difference between faith, trust, and hope. I hope you liked it. Please comment me if you really liked it. So that was all about the today's session. I hope that was quite enriching session. We did something different today. And in our next session, which is going to hear tomorrow at same time, I'll bring something new with some word of the day also. Here I take a bit now. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you are enjoying the session. You are enjoying the classes. But as I always say in my classes, if there is anything for me, any note for me, just a comment away. I will promise I will reply. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good evening. Bye bye. Take care.